Injuries-wise, Miles came out there with a knee injury that we'll get an MRI on in the morning. I know you saw Vincent Taylor come out. He's getting evaluated for concussion, but don't have an update on him. We got beat. They came in here and beat us, so credit to the Raiders. They possessed it for 38 minutes, I believe, and we didn't do enough of the things that you got to do in those conditions to go win. And I don't think anyone can use that as an excuse. They found a way to put 16 points up on the board, and we did not. So credit to them. Disappointed with the loss. We'll try to learn from it and get better for our next game. With that, I'll take any questions.
First question to Tom Withers.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Coach. Hey, just following up on Miles' injury, is it the ankle or is there something else going on there?
It was unrelated to the ankle from this week.
Okay, can you tell us what it is?
Don't really know. I'll know more in the morning.
I got you. You just touched on it, Coach. How disappointing is it that you've talked about these being kind of the conditions that you want to play in, and you guys didn't really adapt to it very well? I know it's not an excuse.
Yeah. Wish we were able to put some drives together there, extended drives. But if you don't possess the ball and you leave the defense on the field that long and then they don't get off the field, it's just it's hard to win. And again, they did a nice job. They earned that victory.
Thanks, Kevin.
Next up is Scott Patrick.
Hey, Kevin, real quick, did Jarvis get checked for concussion after that big hit at the end there?
I think he's okay.
Okay. And kind of following up on what Tom asked you, just how much did the weather affect the game plan? Did you not throw it as much as you normally would? Obviously, it's affect the kicks.
Yeah, I think we talked about that going into this game and doing the things that we felt would move the ball. Obviously, the wind was a consideration, but bottom line, we just didn't make enough plays on offense or defense.
Thanks.
Thank you, Scott. Next up, Dan Lobby.
Hey, Coach, and you talk so much about possessing the ball, and you kind of touched on it here. So, I mean, how disappointing is it in a game like this? They have the ball for like 37 minutes, and you guys just weren't able to hold it.
Yeah, very disappointing, Dan. Time of possession is a great team stat. Offensively, you got to possess it by sustaining drives, making first downs on third down, or finding ways to just get first downs. And obviously, we didn't do that on offense. And then defensively, I don't know the exact numbers, but they were much better than us on third down to sustain drives.
Thanks.
Jeff Shadell, next question. Jeff Shadell, if you can unmute.
Just following up on that, Kevin, what adjustments did you try to make on that run defense to get them off the field when you couldn't do that?
Yeah, I mean, you can play some safeties lower. You can move the front, but we're getting knocked back, so that's something we'll look at. I think ultimately we got to stop the run, whether we play shell or single high. But they late in that game were running it. We knew that they were running it, and we weren't able to stop it. So that's something that we'll look at long and hard to find a way to get better.
Nate Org, we'll go to you.
Sorry about that, Kevin. Jarvis Landry had two close calls in the end zone, obviously the late one there and then the one that was reviewed. What did you think of each of those plays, and how crucial were they?
Yeah, I mean, I have very high expectations for Jarvis. He has tremendous ball skills, so I think he'll make those plays. I haven't lost any faith whatsoever in him, and I think he'll always tell you every ball that comes his way he should catch. That's just his mindset.
Thank you, Nate. Next is Jake Trotter.
Yeah, Kevin, do you know when the knee injury happened to Miles? We saw him go in the injury tent there in the second quarter.
That's when it occurred, but I don't have any more information on what caused it or anything like that.
So are you reasonably optimistic given that, he was able to play after that?
Yeah, I think he was able to play. Probably didn't play as much as he would have liked. We would have liked, definitely. So it's something that we'll let the medical staff kind of guide us on that one. And, pending the MRI, we'll have more for you.
And then given just the number of guys you have banged up, seems like the bye week is coming at a great time for you.
Yeah, I think anytime you have guys that are injured, they're working very, very hard to get back on the field. And we're no different than any other team really in that regard. So we'll find out if those guys can help us next week.
Mary Kay Cabot has her next question.
Just generally, how did Baker do for you out there, coming off that big, huge game and the confidence booster that he had? I know he was without a lot of guys, but how do you think he did?
Yeah, I thought he handled the conditions pretty well, made some plays with his feet. We mentioned the drops earlier, where that's a team stat in terms of when you're able to get third downs, and your pass game requires all 11 people for precision. So it wasn't precise enough, again, scoring only 6 points.
Go to Scott Petrick.
Hey, Kevin, just how frustrating is it as a play caller to not get a number of possessions that you're used to having in a game?
Yeah, I think it's frustrating for the entire offense when you want the ball. But again, that's a team situation. So I know they possessed it, whatever it was, 38 minutes, but the offense certainly plays into that. Special teams plays into that as well.
And did you get a look at both Jarvis's touchdown that was overturned and then Renfro's that stood up? They kind of looked similar, and one stood and one didn't.
Yeah, that's you're at the mercy of the officials.